How y'all doing? CJ Moto. I hope y'all enjoy this video. I just walked about 6,000 feet and I hope that you learned something from it. And if you're wondering why it only flew for 14 minutes or whatever, I think it was because I was in the fastest flight mode, delirium or whatever the heck it's called.
It's called
so
ludicrous, like the rapper CJ.
Flight, and I'm gonna do another video where I just keep it in normal mode, doing like 20-25, and I think that it should make it a lot farther under those conditions. Enjoy the video, like, share, and subscribe, and please check out my other videos. Thank you so much. We're getting ready to do a max range test with my Autel Evo. I checked the weather app and we're looking at about 6 miles per hour of wind speed right now. See, I told you, 6 miles per hour. So we're ready to go. We're in ludicrous mode. We've got all the obstacle avoidances turned off. We're gonna let it hover here in one spot for about 5 seconds to 10 seconds. Make sure we have a really good GPS lock. Let's get on here and check our home point. Looks good. Always make sure that's paramount that you do that. Let's go ahead and minimize that screen. And we're gone. 45 mile per hour max speed. And we're looking good. Let me just adjust my antennas a little. And here we go. Yesterday I had it say I was at a low battery warning when I was only a little bit out with 90% battery. I don't know, that was weird. It was very cold out, so that may have been the problem. But I'm gonna try to walk you through this flight and we're gonna see how it goes. It's pretty bright out. So right now we're at 2,100 feet and I've got perfect signal still, and we basically have no wind, so we're looking good. Look at that speed. We got 42.4 miles an hour. Let's turn the radio on in this Evo. You can see a little bit of prop wash, but I don't mind that whatsoever. I think that's kind of cool. 3,400 feet. So far, I've absolutely loved this thing. I just love it. Let's look around. Pan down a little bit. There we go. Now we can see a little better. We got some cows out here. I know that. I scoped them out yesterday. But yeah, yesterday, another really cool thing about this drone is that if your phone dies, you still have that option to just go ahead and switch over to the controller, which is really a neat function. I really like that a lot. We got a lot of flooding out here right now. Kind of cool looking, actually. We're at 120 foot altitude. Bring it up a little higher. Look at all that. Beautiful video. This thing's just gorgeous. We're doing 43 miles an hour. We are really moving. Got visual obstacle avoidances off. Everything's off, and we're just in ludicrous mode. And look at that, 6,100 feet. And still going, and we're at 81% battery. So I'm gonna reel it into about 20 to 5 miles an hour if I can. Just try to conserve a little bit of battery if possible. Look how beautiful that is. I really hope this screen recording works. If anyone wants to know how people do this, you just use the screen recording function on your iPhone or whatever you're using. I don't know if they all have that function. Let's take it up a little higher. We don't want to go over 400 feet because the drone police will fly out of the air and arrest us. So let's get up there. Let's get up to about, I don't know. It seems like when you're in ludicrous mode and you're going forward really fast, it doesn't like to rise as fast. You have to kind of let off a little. Yeah, definitely the case. So you drop it back to a little bit in speed and then it rises quicker. Looking good. We're at 10,000 feet and I have not lost a single bar of signal. Very good. Let's open us up in our map and we'll just look at exactly where we're heading. Still got perfect reception. We just went over Pruitt's Lake. I just love how this thing works. Oh my gosh. Look how cool that is. Let's scroll back over. Let's zoom back in here. We're still heading directly away. And we are at 12,000 feet right now. And I haven't lost a single bar. I'm still cruising. I'm at 66% battery life. Crank it. Let's keep going. Just watching them bars. We haven't lost a single bar. No latency issues. Do a quick spin around. Make sure we're still heading directly away. You can see the red line, which is a direct shot to me. So that red line's pointing right out of my butt like an arrow. See that in the top left corner, and I'm off again. We're at 14,000 feet and I have not lost a single bar of reception, and everything is smooth as silk. Let's keep moving. 63% battery. And this controller for this thing, I just love this thing so far. This controller for this thing, the battery's still at 92% on 2 flights, so the controller battery lasts a long time. All right, we just got a video signal weak, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep on going, but we did get that. Let me turn these down. And we are at 14,000 feet. I'm gonna go up a little higher. We just got a bar back. I'm at 345 feet now in altitude. We got our video signal bar back, and everything's still buttery smooth. Now let's make sure we're heading directly away. Just like that. Okay, here we go. 15,000 feet in distance, and we're still looking good. 58% battery remaining. 16,000 feet, folks. 30 miles an hour. Let's take it up to 370 feet. 16,000 feet. Still got full bars. Still no latency issues. 17,000 feet. Still going, folks. 18,000 feet. I think we're easily going to make it to 20,000 feet. We're at 53% battery, 52% battery. Come on. Let's see how far it'll let us go. I think I'm going to have to turn around pretty soon. See if we can get to 20,000. Coming up on the road out here. Current charge is only enough to return home. After the line return home, no longer remind after. Okay. Definitely wants me to return home. Alright, we made it to 19,000 feet and it turned me around. Reception was not an issue. Reception was not an issue, folks. And I am not controlling anything but the gimbal at this point. And I am not going to cancel that return home. Now let's see on this return home flight. Let's see exactly how far we can get on this battery. I don't know if it would have allowed me to cancel that return home. I think I could have, but I'm not trying to push it that hard. See if it'll let me speed myself up. See, it won't even let me speed up. Or now let me hit stop task. Okay, I stopped the return home. No longer returning home. Now I can go ahead and return home faster. So I'm gonna wick this thing up fast and we are going directly home. We can open up the app here and I'll see exactly where I'm at, exactly how far I went. Look at that. What a flight that was. Very satisfied. We're heading that way to the home point directly. And we are making good time. Look at that. 39 miles an hour. 42% battery. We made it to just about 20,000 if I remember correctly. I really love this thing. Awesome. 40% battery. Let's look directly down. Let's lose some altitude while we're looking down here. We're at 320, 280 feet. We'll stop it at 250. Gorgeous. I think these cows are over here. I don't want to take too much of a detour. We see we got a low battery warning. I'm not going to detour at all. I'm going to go directly home. That red line is our directly to home. Straight shot back. It's saying I got 5 minutes and 40 seconds of flight left. We're at 28% battery. I'm gonna go ahead and initiate, return home. Return home initiated. Now it's flying home on its own again. I'm gonna let it do that a little bit. Maybe conserve some battery. We're at 26%. And we'll be able to tell the overall length of this flight. See how long my actual screen recording is. But I love this thing, folks. So far, in my opinion, it's given DJI a run for its money. For sure. And like I said, I love that if your phone dies, which I've had that happen. There's a cow down there. Let's cancel this task and take a quick look at this cow. Real quick, what do I got left? 23% battery. I need to get my butt back. All right, I gotta stop screwing around, folks. Let's jet it on back. So I don't know when it's gonna force me to land, but it's not gonna be too long. And I don't wanna be running. So let me scroll out on this screen. There's some more cows. We're at 20% battery. And we are 7,000 feet from home. 18% battery. This could be interesting. We're pretty far out. I think we're gonna make it back, I hope. It's gonna force a landing at 10%. Uh-oh. Says it's landing, which I do not want it to do. Can I stop it? Yes, I can. I'm gonna pause the landing. Okay, I paused that landing. I'm gonna stop the landing, and I'm gonna get over these trees at least. Still trying to land me. I do not want it to land me in that. So I took it a little bit too far, I think. We're gonna be all right. It's still trying to land me. You're gonna get to see a landing here, I think. It is trying to bring me down, folks. And I am 4,000 feet away. I am gonna be walking. It is gonna be landing. I cannot land in this water. Alright, folks, we're gonna land it on this road, and we're gonna go find it. How do you like that? Woo! Learning experience. And it landed, folks. I'm gonna X out of here and go find it. Okay folks, so here's a good learning experience for you. So when you have a crash landing or an emergency landing like I just did, because I took it down to the bitter end on the battery and I ended up 4,000 feet away or whatever it was, what you want to do here is you go here, and this is going to show you right here. You click on that center button and it's going to give you options. Okay, you got me, there I am, you got home, there's home, and you got aircraft, there's my aircraft. So if I go back to me, this is really cool. You could scroll out on your map and here's my walk from my home point to find my poor little aircraft that's out there on that road. So I've walked about halfway now. Now the distance doesn't look like it updates automatically, but it's beeping at me, aircraft battery low. I pretty much got that. It's probably shut down at this point. The distance will not update on your controller, but you can see on this map that the distance updates as you walk. So yeah, really cool. I mean, if you have to emergency land, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure, like I was very lucky to get over that tree line. Do not get down to that. What did it do it? I'll have to look back. That'll be a good learning experience. And it looks like I'm gonna have to get wet here too, because there's a lot of wetness to get through where I'm trying to get through at. But anyhow, just some good information. I'm gonna continue walking and go retrieve my plane. I'll check back in with y'all. CJ Moto out. All right, folks. There you can see it. We're still making our progress. Look at how far we had to walk. That was a solid walk. It looks like we were, when it landed, we were 3,136 feet away. So I think if I hadn't fooled around on the way back, as you saw a little bit, I don't know, maybe we would have been at 2,000 feet. So I would not mess with this thing when it comes to the, 55% battery minimum, I would start heading home. Anyhow, lesson learned. I'm gonna switch this camera around and we're gonna walk up on my drone and see how we find it. What's up? CJ Moto here, and we're still walking, and I did find it. Look at this. It led me right to her. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's my Evo at? Oh, look at that. Look at what I avoided. Got a fence line right here, and then you got all this water. That's what I was worried about, all that flooding. And there's that tree line that I barely made it over. That thing was really hauling, but man, it did not make it back. Looky here. That's a good little emergency landing right there. Luckily this road has nothing on it. Let's see how she looks. Beautiful. Good as new. Everything looks just like it should. It's just not in the right location. Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I'm gonna go walk however far 3,000 feet is back to my car, and then I'll upload this video for your information purposes and for your entertainment. CJ Moto out. Alright everyone, made it back safe and sound. One more last minute piece of advice for y'all. When you emergency land like that and you gotta walk 3,000 feet, don't just leave your freaking $100 bag with all your other stuff sit out here in a rush to go get your drone. And then at the same time, make sure you get your gimbal guard, or else you're gonna have to walk back kind of trying to support the gimbal the whole way. So yeah, put your bag in your car if you have to emergency land, and then get your gimbal guard, so when you get to your drone out there 3,000 feet away, you could put it on there and then truck it on back. CJ Moto out. So we made it 19,080 feet, or 3.614 miles. Boom.